Welcome back to the EU LCS, where Fnatic are looking for a commanding win against the 1-4 Giants. I'm Daniel Drakos, joined by Christy Ender Frierson. I haven't seen you since Ready Check, man. How have you been?
Yeah, it's been way too long. I'm just glad I don't have to crouch down to stand next to you for this cast. It makes it a lot easier on my legs.
Look, man, Pyra is a monster when he's against casting with someone who's the same height. You have to make some, concessions to bring out the beast that is pyrotechnics. I won't make those same concessions.
You're a beast too.
Thank you, sir. It's Fnatic versus Giants, folks. Many expect this to be a one-sided matchup. Of course, it's important to remind everyone as we enter picks and bans, Reckless still not on the lineup. Bwipo will be playing in the bot lane, and already we're getting into the pick and ban. So Taliyah taking off the board, Ryze going to follow on the side of Giants.
Yeah, Taliyah has been one of those champions that has been consistently banned away from Djoko. One of those early game champions that can make a few plays, something Djoko was very much known for in the spring split. But so far this split hasn't really been the same story for him.
And that's something that we're looking for. I mean, a lot of junglers right now in this split feels like they're not quite as active as they need to be to get teams leads. And Fnatic clearly aware of that. They're banning away two of those high prio junglers. Djoko is not going to get either of them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Swain taken off the table by Giants. That's something Bwipo has absolutely loved in the bottom lane. One of those champions that can go for the kills very early on because of that passive. And now Bwipo going to have to change things up and maybe give us a true bruiser down there.
It's what we want. Ryze, another champion we would have expected from him in the bot lane. So we're going to see how deep the bruiser champion pools go on the bottom side of the map. But honestly, Fnatic one-track mind here, looking at Giants and saying, you know what, Djoko, you do not get to do anything this game. Triple jungle ban taken off the board.
That is rough, especially when the other early game playmakers you look at that he has gone for have been the Xin Zhao and then maybe the Udyr. And it forces a very early presence here for that Trundle to be picked up by Djoko. And we know in the past, Broxah has played some crazier things like the Nidalee against it. We've seen Graves as well do very good things. So if Fnatic want to give Broxah a little bit more carry potential, now's a good time.
And look at this, man. I mean, Fnatic so confident in bruiser comps. They're going to lock two in right off the way. Where are they going to go? We're going to find out. But every time you see a Yasuo, you want to see it in the hands of Caps. We'll see if that's where it goes. Giants now responding on their own side. Vladimir locked in alongside that Trundle, debating on that third pick here in the first pick phase.
I mean, Mundo Yasuo is such a strong first rotation for solo lanes here on Fnatic's side. It is very difficult to beat out Mundo in that top lane. And Caps' Yasuo, it's something we consistently praise because it is just so damn good. Giants, though, they're gearing up for much more of what we expected. The late game team fight has been the name of the game, but yesterday they started to shift things up a bit, and they have to make it through the early game somehow. That's going to be the struggle for them.
And when you look at Fnatic play the game, it's
yes,
that's what I like to see. Okay, Kindred locked in. I have seen this target banned against Cold in just about every Unicorns of Love game ever. I thought we would never see it, but here Broxah goes, trying his hand at it. Ender, there's bans, but I don't really care right now, man. We'll catch up with that
Let's
later.
talk about Kindred.
Let's talk about Kindred.
Love this champion. Got some important buffs, specifically attack speed on her Q has been increased and made it so that she's just so good at dueling in the early game. Her clear has always been fantastic, and against the Trundle, you can keep that range, you can bully him around in the early game, and there's nothing a Trundle ult's gonna do to steal the resistances of a Kindred. That's just fantastic here for Broxah.
See exactly how it's going to play out historically with the old Kindred passive. You were a monster against those tanks with the current health damage. Now, of course, still a lot of damage against the tankier foes. And I see, pretty tanky foes on the side of that Giants lineup. We'll see how they round out the rest of their composition. But for now, things seem to be going pretty good for Fnatic. Supports, though, are the story here in the second ban phase. Rakan, Morgana, Tahm Kench taken off the board, limiting a lot of the bot lane options available.
Now for Fnatic's side, we expect them to go for a mage in the bottom lane on Bwipo. Not only has he shown he's been proficient on the Swain, but there's also a lot of physical damage loaded up here on the side of Fnatic. So there's not many great bruiser AP options in the bottom lane, but if they go for kill, that could be fun.
All I'm saying is give me the Pyke.
Yeah.
I love this champion. Every time he's in the game, somebody is dying. Sometimes, sadly, it's the Pyke, but somebody is always dying.
I don't know, man. It is pretty hard to actually take down a Pyke, and that becomes so exciting because this is the champion that Hylissang has played twice so far in this split and has looked absolutely fantastic on roaming towards the mid lane, getting Caps an advantage has always been the name of the game with this type of champion.
See how Giants want to respond. Zyra locked in now. This is the solo queue special. This champion has looked so good when you play up against it there, but how is it going to do in competitive? Giants whittle down that support pool, and this is now what they prioritize.
Yeah, the idea here, Giants are definitely going for priority out of the bottom lane. They want to shove in this Pyke and limit his ability to roam around the map and have a large impact. With that comes a very strong team fight alongside the Zyra, but it's definitely a champion that can be punished if Fnatic focus it down early on.
Fnatic see if they want to put their attention down towards the bottom side of the map as Giants round out their team composition. Zyra, Ezreal, bot lane. Interesting one to see. This,
Is he going to play an AD carry?
I would actually lose it. All right,
Okay,
Zoe now
there we go.
locked in. Oh man.
Oh wait, no, it's Bwipo bot. Or on the Yasuo.
Yeah, it's Bwipo Yasuo. The world collectively sighs. But guys, now we're gonna find out who the best Yasuo on Fnatic is.
Ooh, see, I remember Bwipo talking a little bit about it and saying that he thought his Yasuo was really good too. It's just Caps got all the fame over at MSI.
I mean, yeah, you clap enough international mid laners, I think it's gonna get you famous, Ender. But let's take a look at the compositions now, how they're shaping up. You mentioned earlier, Giants looking more towards late game. Do you think that's still the case with the last part of their draft?
Oh, it absolutely is. The AoE damage you get out of a Zyra is nothing short of astounding in the late game, but she's also very, very good in the lane at getting priority to allow Steeelback a little bit of freedom to go for the last hits and farm his way up to that Trinity Force Mirror Mana power spike. And that's got to be the focus here for Giants, playing around this bottom lane and protecting them, because when they played around Steeelback yesterday, it looked very, very good from them.
It did look solid. Now, Fnatic, of course, coming off of a tough loss to G2, they need to make some adjustments as well. But how specifically do they want to shut down Giants in this composition?
Oh man, I want to see Bwipo popping off on this Yasuo in the bottom lane. Again, if there is early attention from Broxah, that could look very, very good for them, but I almost feel like Broxah might just run around, follow Djoko through his jungle and try to bully him out with that range advantage.
Hey, look, the story always was, if Djoko doesn't do anything, nothing happens on the Giants lineup. So if Broxah can shut it down, could be a good look for Fnatic. And we're getting ready on the cusp of starting here, and they're find out so much from this game. How strong are Fnatic going to look after their loss yesterday? Can Giants put up a fight here? It is Giants versus Fnatic. LCS.
And of course, Fnatic's last performance here in EU before shipping off to NA. Gonna compete in Rift Rivals, so definitely want to build some momentum moving in towards that tournament. And already, they're stacking up as 5 members. Fnatic are known to make some crazy level 1 plays, and you might just get it.
See what they want to do. Are they just waiting? Do they expect an invade from Djoko? Djoko. Oh, Broxah. He's looking tasty. Like, that's lamb. There's no way Djoko's does not want to eat that.
There we go.
Brock. See, this is the thing, guys. This is.
Oh no.
Oh, did you get the hook? Beautiful there, coming in, just the tip. Oh, Djoko, not at all what you wanted. All right, well, Predator becomes prey there. First blood for Fnatic. I was going to say Brox is a bad actor. Clearly, they sniffed that one out, but nope.
That's the power of the Pyke, man. Getting that hook at level 1, and first blood going over to Caps, no less. He's coming into lane with 2 Doran's rings now.
Exactly what we want to see. Of course, important to point out yesterday, you know, Fnatic losing, a lot of flack going their way. Youngbuck did point out that it felt like it was on the draft. Good game, well played to G2. Our players did not deserve going into the game with so many blunders in the draft. This one was on me and Dylan. Now Fnatic, do you think they have a better draft? Because they've already got a fantastic start here.
I think yesterday the main issue was they had no ability to actually kill Perks on his Xayah because the G2 draft was so good. And Perks was obviously saying you can't ban out his champion pools. We get one more look. Power of the Pyke, man. The ward bait is even better than the Broxah bait. And there's just no real escaping this from Djoko. Even if he flashes, they can follow
the hook comes in, NukesAlot oversteps, is gonna get it. No. You can't do it. Oh man, these Ignite, ticking, the eye, Fnatic. Let him breathe, man.
Give him a chance. The Pyke usually, I was gonna come into this lane and be like, man, the Pyke level 2 power spike is so good. He has so much CC, but he says, nah, I'm just gonna go in with the hooks. 2 kills off 2 hooks at level 1.
Hylissang is a fiend. This is why we're excited when we see Pyke. When you land those hooks, this champion just looks absolutely unstoppable. Ender, there's so much that I want to talk about that I just feel like is not important anymore. Fantastic early game plays from Fnatic. And this is just such a good look in the early game. We've had so many one-sided games today, and we might just have another one on
And here's another one. Zyra wants to walk up into the second bush at level 1 and maintain lane control, but if she doesn't flash away from that hook right off the bat, she doesn't have a large enough health bar to survive from this level 1 all-in. And now, without the flash, without the ignite on SirNukesAlot, Broxah is just getting ready to make sure they can't
goes in, Steeelback locked up. Here comes the stun, the fall, flash out from Steeelback. Knockup is there. Broxah gonna walk his way out of the lane. Actually still waiting. This is commitment right here. This man has set up a 10.
Level 1 Zyra, man. This is so rough.
Oh. Ender. They're getting spanked right now. Things are a little bit grim. On the other side of the map, the good news is that they're at least shutting down sOAZ to a certain degree. Sadly, sOAZ has spent many years of his career living under a tower, so he's pretty comfortable in these scenarios. Known for his escapes, can he go in here? There's the knockup, the red buff is proc. The flash out to safety is going to get taken down in the end. Well played from Djoko to fire back.
Great play from Djoko. Good communication on dropping the turret aggro on Ruin's side, and this is the strategy you have to implement against the Mundo. He gets to a point where he's just a beast, but got to dive him early on to shut him down.
Betsy, well played in the trade there, but does not get the Crimson Rush up quite quickly enough. Here comes Hylissang, goes water dive, telegraphing, and look at all those plants. You know, SirNukesAlot might not be able to dodge a hook, but the plants are there to block for him in the end. So good look for the bot side of the map. And important that we talk about Steeelback, because he's a guy that's been touted as a weakness on this Giants roster for a long time. But yesterday, he actually showed us a lot.
Yep, I want to temper our expectations first, saying it was just one game. But in that game, he was an absolute beast.
Sadly, NukesAlot is not getting the same treatment. Guys, you wanted to know why Zyra wasn't getting picked up competitive.
Whoa! Caps! What?
No, yeah, take a breather, folks. I mean, we gotta.
Why are our screens always gray? Pause. Oh, what's going on, refs?
They need a breather. I don't know if that counts. We can check the rule book if that's a legitimate pause reason, but maybe they're just like, let's reset the mental, let's calm down. So everyone has died except for top lane and jungle, but hey, let's not worry about it. And Ezreal. Good job, Ezreal.
Yeah, so turns out, to go in on my own personal story just a little bit, I started out as a ref over in the NALCS, so I have a bit of experience being up on the stage, working out the pauses.
Generally, what do players say when they get just smacked in 1v1 matchups? Are they just like, oops, sorry, boys?
Can I repeat it on air? I'm not sure.
That pretty much answers the question, doesn't it? Question, as a ref who's seen a lot of games. So I'm a big fan of question mark pinging people in my games as a passive-aggressive move. Do players do that too?
They'll question mark ping enemy players, usually not their own teammates. That's pretty BM. But if you see an enemy make a really bad play, you'll drop some questions.
Here's my question then for you, Ender. I've heard we have a replay of the last kill. I want to take a look at it here. And you let me know where the question mark ping would have come out in your experience. All right, we're going to get that up in a second. And of course, this is, I mean, we're having a little bit of fun here, but at the same time, this is just such a rough start for Giants.
That's the question mark right there. Level 2, still stepping up to the wave and gets hit by everything without a flash on a Zyra. That's just dirty. And this is when the pause came immediately through. I hate to speculate what it was, but that Q looked like it ticked him at the very edge of the hitbox.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what the official thing is. Maybe Betsy, sheer frustration. Personally, the worst part of being a Vladimir and paying that health cost on Sanguine Pool is then watching yourself die to Ignite, but I think he was kind of donezo anyway.
Yeah, maybe Betsy's like, Cap somehow walked into lane with 2 Doran's rings. I'm not sure how that happened. He started the game with 800 gold.
Djoko, did you die? Nah.
no, man, that wasn't me.
What? No.
That couldn't have happened.
So it has a bug report. We are going to investigate that. So now let's take a step back, Ender. Let's talk a little bit about both these teams. I think it's interesting to see Fnatic kind of develop for the first time. Week 1, I think if you are looking at Fnatic from any kind of competitive angle, you just discount. You accept that they misread the meta, and now you look at them in Week 2 and Week 3. And Week 2 was obviously Bwipo coming in, the goons all over the map, really bringing things together. And now this week, it's been a bit of a different story. They really struggled against G2. So where do we see Fnatic right now among the teams?
Well, first of all, they were playing with their substitute AD carry in Week 1, Reckless. So you can discount that just a little bit. And we're actually getting back into the game, so that's great. But yeah, I think against G2, there were some other issues, as I'm seeing sOAZ taking a bit of a trade in the top lane.
He's going to back up. Now, see exactly how Fnatic come back from that loss yesterday. Giants still, struggling 1-4, reflected now in their scoreline in the game. And Broxah going to take these early objectives. Sadly, the small advantages just continue to stack for them. Giants, we said, hey, play around your bottom lane, set it up. Ender, I think that option might be gone.
It definitely feels gone with how the lane has panned out already, and also a 5-minute Ocean Drake is probably the strongest dragon to get in League of Legends. The sustain you get, both mana and HP, is so potent in the lane, and that's why Giants, they're getting out of it. They're sending 4 men to dive sOAZ once again.
And I like this. They're not going to sit in the bottom lane. They're not going to wait to get killed again. They're going to make a play. Yes, SirNukesAlot is still level 2. Difficult spot to be for sure, but Mundo not going to be happy. sOAZ has been here before, but here's Caps on the return looking for a little bit more damage. sOAZ does get taken down. Caps going to have to back off. And that's a drowsy Trundle, and Giants trying to up the tempo in this game. They're in position to take this tower. Could get tower first blood here. Caps doing his best to try to deny some of this. If they get the tower, this will be a big gold advantage for Giants.
That's fantastic play out of Giants at the moment. Caps is doing his best to try and clear away these minion waves at the same time, but Giants, they should have this turret.
Vladimir's on the way up. You have to keep your eyes on the Pyke, the rest of the members of Fnatic. If Giants stay for too long, it'll turn against them, but this is actually an incredibly intelligent play, evening up the gold with a single map movement from Giants.
This is what we've missed from Giants all season, because even in yesterday's game, it was just about going even in the early game, and Giants got shut down so hard at the start. As you mentioned, it's a level 2 Zyra, but they say we have to get out of this laning phase bot lane. We will die over and over. Where are we strong? It's Ruin and Djoko playing around the top side of the map, and they make it work out.
Quite nicely. And of course, Hylissang, the rest of the team, now trying to figure out what the next move is. TP. Used, it looks like cancel on the bottom side. That Scuttle Crab going down. That one was marked too, so to be fair, guys, like double cheer maybe for the Kindred mark, but continue forward. And despite the fact that Giants have now evened things up a little bit, they're still at a 700 gold deficit. They're still down in Ocean Drake, and I can't help but feel a bit nervous. That said, you gotta respect Djoko. One-track mind here, but he is making it work.
Yeah, they're all grouped up as 5 here, are the Giants, with a ward to try and catch Caps out, walking into his own side of the jungle. Do have to mention, though, Broxah did get his 4th mark on the Kindred. That is so, so important, because, of course, it gives you that extra auto-attack range. Now he's going to be able to keep his distance even more from the damage dealers on the side of Giants. And with the 2-level advantage, he's now level 6 over Djoko. If they ever meet in a 1v1, he will crush that matchup.
And that's terrifying. 4 marks, 7 minutes into the game, Ender. So while, yes, there's some plays that are going even, Broxah's absolute control of the jungle thus far is looking good. 26 CS to 50. You already talked about the 2-level difference, and this is just quite grim for Djoko.
Broxah got a little bit lucky with the RNG, of course, while the dive was going on in the top lane. A mark spawned on Djoko's own Raptor camp, so Broxah was easily able to go on over there. But now sOAZ, he's taken the mark away from his own jungler. That's just pretty BM.
I mean, he wants the blue buff, and he's going to get it, though.
I guess that's fair.
A little bit extra gold. Stay greedy,
Oh,
sOAZ.
nukes.
Oh, that's a little
Wait,
bit.
Broxah, wait a
Flash.
second.
He's not going to... He's going to get it. They're going to go back in. They just take him down. He can't. I got lost in the hilarity of the flashes, but really just Fnatic executing so well. Outside of that little tiny fumble from Broxah, their flash used there that didn't need to get used, but Fnatic finding yet another kill on this level 3 Zyra, and I feel like SirNukesAlot is just going to keep dying this game, because where can he go to farm safely?
Top lane, get him away from these guys, but of course there's no turret for them to play around up there. Now, it's always the danger of picking Zyra against a hook champion, because in the past, you know, the argument has been made, oh, you can put down your plants and those block the hooks, but if you're not quick enough on the reaction, you're so squished, you have no escape yourself that you get hit by that and you are immediately going to fall.
Also, he's level 3. That's pretty
against
tough.
level 7 Bwipo. Oh, man.
Yeah, and this is the kind of dominance we've come to expect, specifically from this type of composition from Fnatic, right? We look at how these games usually play out, usually very bloody, very aggressive, lots of these aggressive moves, and it just continues.
That is so rude, Bwipo. That is so rude.
So it's legitimate strategy, though, right?
Sure, you're
It's
denying minions to the tower, but it feels really bad, because even though a lot of people look at the 5 kills to 2 and be like, oh, that's where the 2,000 gold lead is coming from. No, it's a 50 CS advantage for Bwipo over Steeelback, and it's all because Fnatic have consistently punished SirNukesAlot. Even when his flash comes back up, he still gets found by the hook on Hylissang. And where does Steeelback go after that? Nowhere.
I mean, honestly, if you're NukesAlot, where do you go? Because you know there's a Kindred coming over the wall, you know there's a Yasuo on the way in, and you see a hook charging at you. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of options. And just across the board, folks, look at the gold difference. Look at the kills. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit. But understand, most of this, CS. Look at the differences just across every single lane.
That is absolutely crazy. Of course, Djoko, the only player actually holding up against his opposition because of those 2 kills he was able to get. And I don't want to take that away from Djoko because I think he has played this early game just about as well as he could. We're just now at the point where Fnatic have priority in every single lane, and there's nothing more it feels like he can do to be able to bail his teammates out of the rough spot they're in.
Definitely a difficult road for Giants late game. Maybe an answer, but if Bwipo can solo kill Ruin, might not be so good. Not going to go for it at this point, but Caps pretty much allowed to maintain pressure in the mid lane. Ezreal trapped under that tower, using the TP to get there. Rift Herald's going to fall as well. We talked earlier today, hey, if Misfits anything but a commanding win, it's going to be a bit of a disappointment. I think it might be a similar story here for Fnatic. They're looking to make their way back to the top. They want to absolutely dominate Giants, and it's so far so good.
That is 100% what they are doing at the moment. Still, it's very interesting to look at the lane assignments from Giants because, again, they're just trying to find an area of the map where Steeelback can safely farm, but Caps is 1v2ing them, even though they're trying to perch under their tower in the mid lane.
Things get grim when Zoe gets fed. Things also get grim when Yasuo gets fed, or Kindred.
So that's 3 towers.
I think it's safe to say that things are getting grim, Ender. 4K gold advantage for Fnatic. This one looking like a little bit of a stomp. So let's talk about it. Yes, Fnatic at this point 4K up 10 minutes in, or rather 11 minutes in. What are the actual avenues to come back? It is definitely not Betsy dying on the bottom side of the map, but that looks like it might be the case. TP coming in from Giants trying to dissuade the play. They will give up the summoner spell, but they're going to keep Betsy alive, so a small victory in the end.
Still an important one. No teleport on Ruin means there's no way he can join the fight around this Infernal Drake, which surely Broxah is going to be starting up at the moment. Not that I think Giants could fight around this objective anyways, but the Giants might be looking for sOAZ. This is a difficult target to actually take down, though.
Or sOAZ cannot catch a break. Luckily, the Ignite's there. Ultimate has been popped up. sOAZ now running out to safety. NukesAlot only level 4, 11 minutes in. Big grim, but the snare is going to be important here. Locking up sOAZ, buying a bit of time. Bwipo flashing forward, immediately going to get the ultimate there. Nice use of the stopwatch to deny the Pyke reset. That's going to slow him down at least a little bit, but running for their lives. Hook not going to connect. Pool used to escape. Giants stopping the bleeding as much as they can, but Caps, he's not done. He wants a little bit more blood. Leap forward, ignite, sleepy trouble bubble, not going to connect. He's just playing with his food. There.
Oh, man.
He just... There is no way that was going to work. But Caps does not care. He's happy to burn the cooldown just to bully them out. Rift Herald has been now been consumed in a blink of an eye. Fnatic just extend the gold lead once again. Giants running out of options fast, and it looks quite good.
Oh, Caps! Oh, my word. Every time, man, every time Caps looks for the one shot, and Fnatic are taking everything on the map at the moment. Oh! You just can't do that to a man.
Every player in the world that's ever died to a Zoe right now is going, Riot, can't you see? What is this champion?
It's level 10 to level 4. That's not fair, Drakos.
Yeah. There's definitely some dirty action going on
We are
here.
13 minutes in the game, and SirNukesAlot is still level 4. That is what Fnatic are doing to these guys at the moment.
And I mean, look, the theoretical damage output for Zyra that we talked about earlier is incredibly high, but it is non-existent if you die. And it feels like once you start dying against a Yasuo Pyke, you just keep dying against a Yasuo Pyke.
They're dying to Zoe now, too. It's not even their own lane opponents that have this massive advantage. Coops. Oh, no. I mean, I think at this point, you have to sort of shake things off a little bit. It's gone so far out of control. They tried to pick a comp that could scale to late, but actually doing that isn't happening.
Well, you definitely do, man. And I mean, look, Coops, you know, used to work with Fnatic. Of course, no bad blood there. So, keeping things going.
Do we have to? Look away. This isn't... You shouldn't have to see this, kids.
Throws it away.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Electrocute gets the kill. That's why Zoes, by the way, have switched over to the Electrocute. Because, you know, Summonary, Comet, those are nice, but what are you going to do against the Electrocute, man?
I mean, he's the late game king, not the early game king, guys.
I don't know what to do. Oh, man.
And truth be told, we were talking to George about this earlier today, when mechanical errors happen, it's like the hardest thing to coach, because what do you say? Right. Don't get hit by that hook? Oh. Now he's asleep, he's awake. Is going to get the knockback, though. Pyke could now be in trouble. Locked up chain CC, a kill goes back for Giants.
SirNukesAlot is now level 6, baby. He's come online.
He is now level 6, yes, just
so
now.
Close.
A little preemptive there.
Oh, man. But 14 minutes, 33 seconds.
So, oh, God.
Damn, Daniel.
He's setting records. He's setting records, guys. Can't say that about every player. See, I was going to try to make it more serious and then, like...
Oh, that's a Zoe redemption, by the way. So procs the Luden's Echo, as it were, almost gets the kill.
Yeah.
Caps is just doing everything he can to find SirNukesAlot at every turn, and this mid lane turret is getting quite low. 15-minute inner.
And things just continue to get worse and worse. But Fnatic taking their time, everybody's farming up, making sure that they all look good. 3-0-0 for Caps. 40 CS advantage, or rather 35 CS advantage for him. 50 CS advantage for Bwipo. He's really committed to holding on to that one. You got to respect it. Jarm's Fist coming out. Not 100% sure what he's going to go for next, but I honestly would not be too surprised if he's so far ahead he's going to go for
Oh, no! Make it stop! Caps is an absolute madman.
Hate to see it happen, man. 4-0 Zoe. Level 11 with Electrocute. Huh.
So you're wondering what the Jarm's Fist is going to be. So that'll be a Sterix Gauge. That's something a lot of Yasuo players have started building, even as a second item, because the changes to base to bonus AD on A12.
All right, if this game lasts long enough, we gotta. I'm gonna bet you that he's disrespectful enough to look at Frozen now. That's what I'm gonna vote.
It's possible.
Ooh, Predator comes in, but no. Yeah, things a little grim. So let's talk a little bit about psychology here for a moment.
Let's do it.
I know nothing about it, but I have a theory that if you see a fed Zoe approaching you, no matter who you think you need to protect on your team, let's say the carry, whoever, you will definitely sacrifice them to save yourself immediately.
Absolutely. Especially in this game, it's every man for themselves on the side of Giants. If you think Djoko's going to step up and block something for NukesAlot, it's like, no, he's protecting the
And you got to give credit. When you're 1-6, blocking a single paddle star could be crucial in a team fight. And while, yes, you will only get to block one before you die, that could be enough to stop someone else from dying.
I want to see SirNukesAlot flash in front of a paddle star to save a homie. Well, not this time, though. Every skill shot's landing, though, from Caps. That is so impressive.
I mean, except for that time he dove under tower and threw a bunch of random skill shots. But he didn't die, so can't be too critical. Hard to say much more. Of course, this game, Giants, we're talking about, they'll brush it off in the weeks to come, see what they can do. Maybe through some miracle they can come back. But until they get to that point, I think we just praise Fnatic. This is the kind of dominance you expect from this team. 17 minutes in, massive gold lead, and 6 towers to 2.
You know, we were excited about the Kindred. Only 5 stacks, though. Hasn't been doing too good in that because Caps has been stealing all of these kills. Everyone that Broxah tries to mark. So you think he just marks SirNukesAlot, but at this point, I'm not even sure if that's viable because Caps literally kills him too quickly.
That's true. You'd have to get an auto attack in. That does not look likely. And you see Djoko here already has a little bit of MR under his belt and still taking a lot of damage. The flat pen coming in from Caps' build means it's all but impossible to survive. Fun fact, if you are this hilariously fed in solo queue, one, you're probably a better Zoe player than I am, so you can disregard what I'm saying. But if you're not certain, flat magic penetration, great purchase.
Yeah, because there's no MR on the people that you actually want to be hitting as the Zoe, Betsy, Steeelback, SirNukesAlot at the moment. Now, if you're looking at Fnatic and you're like, why haven't they done anything in the last 5 minutes? The answer is because, well, they actually have been. They've been taking all of the camps outside of Giant's own jungle, and they're really waiting for this Baron to spawn in a minute and a half. There is no vision control for Giants outside this base. Djoko has not been allowed to farm in the last 5 minutes, and eventually it will crack.
Now, taking down towers. Inhibitor lines had to be broken open, but this ulti could be important. Broxah has been locked up. Good damage goes in. sOAZ in the middle of everybody is going to dodge the knockup. The stopwatch. Now we're running out and trying to buy a bit of time. Great ult from Betsy. A lot of low health bars. Bwipo still staying on the front line. Windwall has been burned. Major cooldown. Pyke pulling Djoko right back in the middle of everything. Caps does so much damage. Oh, drowsy Vladimir. Caps unstoppable as he grabs yet another kill. 9-3 the kill score. Caps. Kindred ulti goes down. Blood in the eyes of Djoko. He wants that kill, but no! It's going to get turned on him. He's going to get mega dunked, and Pyke is not going to get the reset from the looks of it, but there goes another ult. That he do get the reset. Another stopwatch tonight. Caps is so low, but he doesn't care! I didn't even know that interaction worked that way. It's an educational stream now, folks.
Never seen that one for educational on how to destroy people as Zoe. What? Oh, no.
Oh! No. NukesAlot, that was your chance! You could have flash blocked. We talked about it.
That was the moment, Drakos, but Fnatic, they recalled sOAZ. He has TP. They're trying to end this game.
End before 20 minutes. Or are they too hungry for kills? They won't to kill. One more. Give him the 1-7 score line. Not going to happen.
Oh.
Nobody kills SirNukesAlot 7 times in a row.
Wait, Caps!
Caps!
No!
My God. That one you'd hit him with the question mark ping. Hylissang, gonna run.
Okay. Nope.
Trying to heal up.
So, turns out Pyke, uncatchable champion. They're actually teleporting in Ruin to try and find him, but I don't think it's going to work. Wait.
Oh, knock up.
He walked into the pit. Why would you walk into the pit?
Got him. Look at
There's
that
a blast code right
Hit him
there,
with
man.
the dance on him. I love it. Look, you don't get a lot of victories when you're this far behind, but if you find a Pyke and you kill him, dance on him.
Absolutely. Shout out to Ruin on that one, keeping his head held high in this one. And Baron spawned. Giants?
That's important.
Maybe.
They could go for
I
the
almost
desperation.
want to say they have to
Zyra.
start Baron, but they actually just can't.
There's a lot of options. So,
Oh, man.
let's take a look back. Ender, go ahead and break this one down.
So sure, it's a 4 versus 5 at the start. Betsy does do a lot of good stuff in this fight as far as damage goes onto the back line. It's just the fact that Fnatic are so powerful at the moment. They're confident enough to stay in this base. And just watch the hooks from Hylissang. First one goes on to Djoko. And of course, Caps trying to blow up Betsy right there. That is rough to play against, but Caps gets a little bit overzealous at this point. They lose a lot of cooldowns, and then Caps sort of ends on the back end of this fight. A little bit too far forward.
Reset, though, comes in. You got a feel for it. Hylissang. Oh, never mind. Baron's going down. So Baron is dead. Fnatic are now doing what we would call the victory lap. They hold their hands high as they walk across the map and slowly take down structures. We'll see if the Giants can interrupt that. But I think it's important that we understand where exactly this Zyra pick came from, Ender, because it's in theory very powerful.
Right. Again, so who's that Zyra player?
I want you to understand who this Zyra player is. This legend of solo queue. We've been led to believe that he is actually the inspiration for all Zyra players.
It's Difficio! Well, what you guys don't know is that Vedius was boosting him with his mid lane Nocturne in more than half of these games.
It's called duo queue when you're both platinum players.
There we go.
Boom! That's a kill. But quick shout out to Difficio. He's still one-tricking Zyra wherever he's at. And frequently, I think, dies more than SirNukesAlot.
So there's no turrets in front of this Nexus. sOAZ, they're diving.
There's so many stopwatches used to
Bwipo's, playing around in the base. It's fun. It's fun.
At what point is this finally?
This is cyberbullying, Drakos. This is not okay.
This is cyber.
Don't do this, kids. I want to be so easy. Yes, you do, Jizuke.
Oh my god. Guys, that was a game of League of Legends. Congratulations, you saw it. Fnatic won it. It was hype. That is the kind of dominance you expect. Shout out to Caps.
Yeah, shout out to the refs on stage. I like that zoom in.
That's good.
They deserve our attention.
They do. Fastest game of 2018, I have just been informed. There's some quick stats for you. And,
oh my god.
Hit me with the damage numbers. What you got for me, Ender?
I don't even want to say it.
Say it.
So Zoe did 23,000 damage that game. The second closest was Betsy's Vladimir with 8,260.
My god. How much health does Zyra have?
Less than that.
That's for sure.
That's 3 times as much damage as the second most in the game.
And honestly, Ender, I want to have some takeaway. I want to have some value from this game for Giants, where you can say, hey, this is what we can learn from this. This is what we can do to improve next time. This is how we can become better from a game like this. But when it's this one-sided, honestly, I think you just have to accept that it was a rough game and just look ahead.
But there are still a few key things that I think Giants did very well. Djoko diving the Mundo twice in the top lane was impressive to me. It was playing around his win condition early on, and then that early lane swap from the bottom lane up top side. Of course, you never want to be in that position, but they showed that they are good at sometimes making these decisions when they're put in an impossible position.
Yeah, difficult. You can see smiles on the Fnatic faces. Happy to grab another win here in the EU LCS. Well, we're going to take a look at some Caps highlights now, brought to you by Acer Predator.
So every single kill this game is a Caps highlight, because it turns out he one-shots literally everyone. These are all solo kills, by the way, starting 1v1 in the
By the way,
lane.
because this champion is straight up a little girl, so you're just like, metal, like she's like, boop,
I got you. The aspect of balance.
tag, you're it.
There's another one. Again, level 10 to level 4. What is fair about that?
I would really like to officially petition to make the sound just someone going boop, boop every time you get hit by a paddle star. I think we would ruin solo queue, actually. But Who was the best Zoe? That's the real question. Caps or Jizuke? Hard to say for sure. Well, remember that you're deciding our player of the game. You can check out the Twitter poll at LO Esports where you can choose between Caps, Bwipo, and Broxah. You know,
I mean, you guys know what to do. I have faith.
Do. All right. Definitely the case. Well, after the break, Jarge will give you the 3 most important roles right now as Splice and Rocket gear up for our next game. Do not miss it. Competitive.
Whoa! Caps! What?
Fist coming out. Not 100% sure what he's going to go for next, but I honestly would not be too surprised if he's so far ahead he's going to go for Vacant. And Pyke is not going to get the reset from the looks of it, but they're going at all that he do get the reset. Another stopwatch tonight. Caps is so low, but he doesn't care. I didn't even know that interaction worked that way. It's an educational stream now, folks.
This is cyberbullying, Drakos. This is not okay.
This is cyber.
Don't do this, kids. I want to be so easy. Yes, you do, Jizuke.
Oh, my God. Guys, that was a game of League of Legends. Congratulations, you saw it. Fnatic won it. It was hype.